In this video, we're going to talk more about this infamous level E4M2 Perfect Hatred, the second most difficult level in this entire suite of the original Doom. So I'm going to be doing this with no monsters, and we're going to use multiplayer items. And the reason why is we want to focus just on the strategy, and we're going to be talking about completing this level using multiplayer, in other words, with a couple of people, or maybe 3, 4, 5, 16 people. All right, so when we start up here, of course, everybody's kind of jammed in the corner here. You know, pick up the shotguns and the plasma cells, all that stuff. All right, so that's great. Now, you're going to have a couple of shotgunners right here. Got to blow them away, but everybody just starts shooting from this side, and the biggest pain is way back there, close to where that exit door is. There's a swarm of Keka demons. Now, on top of that, we're surrounded by, hot lava over here. So this is how we're going to talk about the strategy. Assuming you have at least, say 3 people, we're going to say that there's 2 parts. The best player on the team, whoever that might be, we'll just call them QB1, and then these other folks are kind of just like the backup guys, the backup dancers, just for reference purposes. All right, so backup squad needs to focus on clearing out this side, all the imps back here and everybody, and start hitting the Keikos that are coming through. Meanwhile, what is QB1 doing? QB1 is going to focus on clearing off this platform so they can grab that armor, and they're going to walk right over here and wake up this Keiko that's sleeping on top of the radiation suit. So again, backup squad is back here. They're taking out this side, and QB1 is taking out this Keika demon who's going to come up here while also hammering away at the imps and the Pinky that are on this platform here. And everybody's, trying to keep the swarm of Keikos back too. So a whole lot of action going on. Of course, you're playing on Nightmare, presumably. That's why you would be having multiplayer. So you could have these shotgunners spawn back up at any time. Keep an eye on that. Okay, so moving on. Let's assume that QB1 clears off this platform and this Keiko. What are they going to do next? They're going to run over here, grab this armor, carefully not fall off of the front of the platform, but instead fall back right on top of this rad suit that was sitting right there. Now, the first order of business for QB1 is to open up this door that's, up here. Well, we'll see it momentarily. It is normally triggered by the switch that you see right there, okay? But because of the mechanics of Doom, we can actually hit it while down here in the plaza. You can see I've activated the switch, and that opens up that door. As soon as that door opens, backup squad, one at a time, needs to try to go for that door. That's why they've cleared off the left side by now, hopefully. QB1 has opened up the door. Now, the next thing to do is to come up here and engage these hidden imps back here. Of course, that's dangerous because you want to try to engage them and draw their attention this way so they're not blasting your teammates and the backup dancers, from behind. Oops. Okay, well, now I'm going to lose a bunch of health and stuff, so I'll show this quickly. So once you get that engagement going, there's a stupid shotgunner up here, so you want to try to take them out also, okay? And so look at this powerful lava, though. It's not even like... So you pick up this soul sphere, supercharge, and you run all the way back here. You still have the plasma suit, and you're back here. So, to get our bearings, that was QB1. They take out the Keiko. They take the armor. They take the rad suit. They open up this passage back here and grab all these energy cells. They have armor. They have a rad suit. They go back and get the soul sphere. They've also opened up this door from the bottom. Sometimes what happens is the backup squad may end up on this platform, and they'll open the door themselves. That's fine too, as long as the door gets opened. And there's this annoying shotgunner right front and center, so somebody should try to take him out right away. Okay, so now let's proceed. Again, QB1 is down in the plasma, trying to, get rid of the Keikos, grab the super sphere, or the soul sphere, or supercharge, whatever. And meanwhile, backup dancers, you're going to jump here, and you're going to jump here. Now, there's going to be some folks over here and a juicy plasma gun. You're not going to get that plasma gun. You're not even going to engage the folks here. As long as the shotgunner right there has been eliminated, you're going to jump down in the pit. Now, this is actually not here. This is on the easier difficulty. I accidentally selected, hurt me plenty. So you will not have this rad suit on Nightmare. Okay. There will be an imp down here. Maybe you take them out. So you're taking lava damage, okay? And your objective as the first person in this area is to step on this triangle to open up this door. And it's also to hit this switch, which raises the platform. However, you don't need to get on this platform. Your job is to get this open, hit that switch, and then just barrel your way up here, blasting the shotgunners. There's barons over here. Usually they're kind of tucked away in the corner so they won't get involved. So hopefully you can blast your way, and your most important objective is to get into this safe area here. Absolutely the only safe area on the entire game. Once you get here, you do not leave here until somebody else joins you. Why is that? The reason why is because this is where, as multiplayer, you're going to respawn. So everybody's going to pop up here. They're going to fill up on a berserk. Everybody's going to start here with 100%. So do not lose this spot. Stay back here. One person needs to be here at all times. That's why you really need 3 people. You need your QB, 1 person. You need somebody to hold down the camp spot, and then somebody else to engage. All right, so at this juncture, everybody, including QB1, is making their way here, okay? However, okay, the backup squad has made it here. Let's go back to QB1 for a second before we move on. Okay, so now they're coming up here. They're making their way over here. Oh, gosh darn it. Okay, see, I mean, even just messing around here, that jump is just annoyingly difficult. This whole level is ridiculous. Okay, so now, remember how we raised this platform? But we said the backup folks just go up that door. They don't go on this platform. QB1 is coming over here. They're going to engage over here. Again, they've picked up a soul sphere. They should have some armor. So they should have, maybe 100% health going on for them and some armor. So they're going to take some damage, take out those folks. They're going to make their way around this platform. This is all QB1. They're going to jump. Oh, my goodness. This is almost embarrassing. Now you know why I'm so terrible at this level. I can't even walk around the level when there's no monsters. Wow. I'm not even going to cut this out. I'm just going to leave it in here and be embarrassed on the public internet. Goodness. Okay. So now they make their way around this platform here. Okay, make this, not really difficult jump. Okay, so at this point the room is clear until you step right here. Then what? You grab the plasma. That's great, and you smile about it. Now there's a baron right here, and there is a like 3 or 4 barons right over there. Okay. So you do have a plasma, but this thing is pretty much guarded by that baron. And you're playing on Nightmare, so they're going to start attacking right away. There's no dilly-dally. However, notice that you have a ton of energy cells. And this is not even on Nightmare where you get double ammo, right? So you're pretty full on energy cells. So you have enough to dispatch of them with extreme prejudice. So you're going to grab that thing. You're going to run over here. Now, meanwhile, the other folks that were over here, the shotgunners, imps, they're going to re-engage. And if you're lucky, they'll start fighting with the baron and keep them occupied. Meanwhile, you're dealing with these folks right here. You can't watch the fire coming from both, right? So you're going to focus on just blasting. You're going to use probably a couple hundred shots to get rid of all the barons here. You're also getting shot from over here. But the idea is if you just kind of move back and forth efficiently and get in a rhythm, they'll keep missing you and you'll be able to blast them. It's definitely not easy. Once you've gotten rid of those barons, you still have some plasma. You can fire off and get rid of everybody on that platform. And this is really helpful here. We'll see why, if you can hit that switch. Now, all that being said, plan B for QB1 is if you get here and you're just like basically dead, maybe your best bet is to not worry about hitting that switch that I said was really important and just grab the yellow key and die. At least you have the yellow key, everybody has it, and you'll respawn in that safe area that we saw before. Ideally, though, you do all this stuff I just said, and then you end up running over here, still have some plasma, you can take people out here, and you meet your team here, so everybody's hanging out here. Now, next phase of this, you're going to go up this teleporter, but you got to come from this side, so you end up in this secret area. Now, without a doubt, there's going to be Keika demons that are stalking you, and they're going to come up here pretty quickly. Why are we here? Well, it's pretty cool. We have that mega armor. The main reason why we're here, though, is to get the BFG. How do we get the BFG? You have to hit this wall at a certain angle and a certain speed, and I'm not going to be able to get it like right. I'm not going to waste time trying to get it right now. I got to practice this myself, but there are folks that have this down to a T where they can just get the right angle and they can grab this BF. I just did it. Okay, I got to remember how I did it. I'm going to rewatch the part of the video. You want this BFG. You have this BFG. Everybody has at least some energy cells. Double ammo on Nightmare. You can blast your Keikos right here. One shot. You're also damaging down there. Maybe you fire 2 shots. Watch your ammo, though. Every shot is 40. You get the heck out of dodge right here. Now, remember that switch that I said about hitting over there? Why it's super important? Because it fills up all this stuff. You know, you have such an easier time maneuvering on this platform. So it's not critical. Obviously, the most critical thing is to get the yellow key. If you get the yellow key and die, that's fine. Don't worry about going back there to try to, hit that switch. Anyway, keep picking up energy, because ideally you just roll with the BFG for most of the rest of this level. If everybody on the team has BFG and energy cells and we use them correctly, it's not going to be as bad. Now, you got the yellow key. Hit the switch right here. Remember, the whole time, you still have somebody in the camp out area. You get killed out here, you respawn right there, and then you can take the teleporter from the other side and just end up at the beginning. No big deal. You end up at the beginning, you jump over here. It's a lot easier to maneuver. Now, as soon as you hit this yellow switch, this thing is going to open, and you're going to have like 2 or 3 barons and some lost souls. Take out those lost souls especially, because they will not respawn. Lost souls don't respawn. So you're going to, use your BFG, fire a couple of shots, get rid of those folks, clear off this platform, grab the rocket launcher. There's going to be a Keika demon in here. You've got a rocket launcher, so just put them down with the rocket launcher. Run across here, refill your armor. Down here, you're almost in the home stretch. You use your BFG, and there's a Baron here. There's a whole bunch of the Spectres down here, too. So don't jump down there too quickly. You can stay up. You can try rocket blasting, but you're likely to blast yourself in the face. So you might want to just fire 1 or 2 BFG shots, jump down here, fire another one, clear this area out. You're going to pick up 200 cell here. I only got 100 because I'm not playing on Nightmare, but you get double ammo. So you will have plenty of BFG shots. Just keep this thing out. Now the route down here, I mean, there's stuff all around, but you keep firing your BFG. Keiko, Spectres, I think even another Baron. Come around this corner, here's another refill for your BFG. So each one of these packs you pick up on Nightmare is 5 shots, okay? So you get a lot of, you can just keep this BFG running. I don't think there's one more energy cell back here also if you wanted to try to maneuver. If you're running low, you can try to go for this one too. So you fire your BFG, you walk in here, this room is full of lost souls. Fire your BFG. Fire your BFG or rockets. If you want to save a little bit and switch to rockets, you should have a lot of rockets too, but careful, lost souls and rockets is rocket face. So whatever you do, clear this out. Lost souls do not reappear. Now here's what might happen. The lost soul might get kicked into this teleporter. So be aware of that, because as soon as you teleport back in, if they're still there, they will be on you like white on rice. Okay. So come on here. There's another Baron guarding this key. You can BFG them. If the lost souls are gone, maybe you can switch to the rockets here. You should be relatively safe. I guess if you come... I'm not even sure if anybody can walk up the steps and get you. So just be aware. Maybe just stick with the BFG. So you grab this blue key. Now, you teleport back in. A lot of stuff is respawned. You may want to pre-fire the BFG as you're walking into the teleporter. If you pre-fire it, as soon as you come out here, the blast comes out and takes people out. So think about that. Now you have the blue key. So now you're going to run over here nice and easy because you filled in the platform ideally. And you can open this blue door. Now, let's talk about something else on the side. Remember the part where we're up here and we grabbed the BFG and we grabbed the blue armor? There is a technique known as the Winterfeldt jump where you can kind of cheat this level. You can do this special jump if you're on the keyboard and mouse and angled correctly, and you can jump from that window here, completely bypassing the blue key. As far as I'm concerned, that's kind of cheating the level, so I wouldn't do it. I mean, getting the BFG through the wall, that's low-key cheating, but come on. But if you do that, then you can kind of cheese the level. You got the BFG, you got the mega armor, you just walk out of the level. It's not even a thing. So that Winterfeldt jump, I think a requirement is you have to get the blue key. You can't just cheat with the Winterfeldt jump. So that's that. All right, so you make your way up here. It's full of specters. There is a cyber demon right here. Don't be worried about it, except don't get hit by the rockets. All you got to do is step up here to this point. All you want to do is make that platform rise. So the cyber is blasting you, but you're going to just run over here quickly and run backward. I think you can probably just run backwards. You actually have a radiation suit too, but I don't know. It just depends on how quickly you turn around. Either way, it's not too bad. Okay, I just said that and I just fell in the pit. Wow. All right, well, it is kind of that bad. So the point is you don't want to fall in the pit, whether you go forwards or backwards, and you want to end up right here. Once you do that, you're going to unleash another swarm of Keikos. Now you can switch to your rockets. There's plenty of distance. You know, you can start blasting your rockets. Of course, Nightmare, things are respawning. They can respawn right in your face at any time and blast yourself. So keep that in mind. Okay, so you get rid of whatever you can over here. And now you step on this and you telefrag the Cyber Demon. Here's where the BFG is actually located. We were just able to get it through that wall earlier, okay? So you telefrag the Cyber Demon. Finally, it's secret exit time. Hit this platform. When you do that, run all the way down here, all the way to this... Did I already screw it up? Oh yeah, it's right there. So when you hit that platform, it lowers the secret exit thing, actually. So anyway, clearly I'm not going to walk through all that again, but that was the last part. You hit that the platform after you telefrag the BFG, and then there's a... let's see, let me just give myself the key so I can just give all... Okay. So now, let me just show that part again. Should have just put it on God mode to begin with. Alright, so you hit this thing. We already talked about all this, okay? And then you get this platform down, okay? And it's all weird because I didn't hit the yellow door yet. Okay, so then you fall into the lava again. It's the most embarrassing video ever. Okay, so then you come over here. Come over here. Okay, now come over here. You telefrag the cyber. You hit this thing. Maybe grab the stupid... There you go. You can see it from here. See where it opened up? That's where you want to go. Okay, done.